I'm telling you something that was negative, that ended negative, and I don't want this to be negative between us. You're being negative, trying to say that this person used to do something good for me and you're doing it bad. You see the difference? I'm telling you not to do something bad
Y'all need to
because
do
that's something she
counseling.
do. It's two bads with my on my end. You're trying to uplift your man that you was with in comparison to me. So if he was so good at that, go be with him. You
So
can't
Hey,
tell
if you ever
me.
been to
Hold
hey,
on,
counseling or
hold on,
received
real quick. You can
therapy,
go
you
after
know
this,
that's wrong.
real quick. Think about this. I can say if he was so good at what it is that you're saying he was so good at, you should go find him. Now flip that over on the other side. You can't tell me if she was so good, go be with her because I'm telling you she's doing something bad. You see the difference?
SG say Jada always comparing Will to Tupac. I had to get fit that in real
That's
quick.
see, that is something negative. Exactly. That's something you shouldn't do to your man. You
uh,
can't
But this is
compare
what I'm
them.
saying. Nobody on this platform have ever been to counseling or therapy, right? Obviously not. Because if you have,
I have. I
you
have.
have. So you would know that a therapy would never suggest for you to compare. That's the first thing they tell you. Don't even mention your ex.
okay, that's good to know. All right. Thanks for sharing that, Cairo. Keep going.
That's all I had to say.
Well, Cairo, I heard you. So if I'm in a relationship with a lady like you and you say, look, all you got to do is tell me one time, look, don't compare me to no other chicks. And then I'll probably switch the lingo to, hey, that's a pet peeve. But when I say that's a pet peeve, that's the key word for, hey, you don't want me to mention the chick. But so when I say pet peeve, if you don't accept that what you're doing is a pet peeve to me,
Marvin,
then
you're talking like a female right now, bro. I'm just gonna straight up say it.
No, he
who that?
doesn't. He
Yes, he is.
wait, who you talking about? Taj?
No, I said Demarcus.
Oh, what he
Yeah,
say?
so what the market say?
Because he's saying I agree with you, triggered and compared, and it has some similarities. Don't forget you talking to single people.
That's what you know
Because
what, DeMarcus. Wait, Jamie, I hate to say that. I was thinking the same thing. I just didn't
that's
want to
fine,
say
but
it.
you're a female. I expect you to say that.
But Darla, I didn't get a
But what
chance
I'm
to
saying is,
read it. But
the way I
Darla, I
just
mean,
described it,
I'm not
there's no
sure.
way you can't tell me you don't see the difference.
It's definitely a
It's not a
difference.
difference. It's that you
Dar-
bringing up your ex. That's triggering for anybody.
that's okay. That's a common denominator, but it's like Jamie was saying. My thing would be to the chick, hey, if you don't want me bringing up my ex, stop triggering it. So again, back to you, Cairo. If I understood that you don't like me bringing up my exes, then I would just have to find another word. That's where I was going with the pet peeve stuff.
And that happened to me. I'm glad you said that. That happened to me, right? So the first time she did it, the girl I'm talking about, the first time she did it, I did say ex, right? Did used to do that. And it used to piss me off. But she told me she don't want me comparing her to an ex.
Thank
Cool.
you.
I hold on. I accepted that because the thing about me is how it is I feel like you can't tell nobody, how they feel. You can't, tell nobody they wrong for how they feel. So cool. I'll give you that. But what I'm trying to do is let it be known to you that this is something that I am not going to tolerate. So I'm telling you, this has happened to me before. So what you want me to just speak in the open, like, hey, this has happened to me before. I don't like it. I'm giving
Well,
you
wait,
the
Jamie, you never
details
answered
of
my
why you
question.
shouldn't do it.
The
You said
question
what?
that I had to you is, wouldn't it be easier for you just to convey that to her without mentioning the ex, saying, hey, look, my ex
No,
used to, why not?
because she needs to know the details of why you shouldn't do it. That's why. Now, and all this is feelings based, bro.
It
Because
is.
I'm not
It
saying
is.
nothing fucked up.
It's
All I'm
not.
telling
Right.
you is that this is something that ended badly between me and another. I don't want this to happen between us.
Right.
So I'm telling you, please don't do
Right.
that.
So look, me and Jamie are in a relationship right now. You seeing, not everybody pay attention. Me and him are in a healthy relationship. I just conveyed to him how women would feel when you bring up your ex.
Mhm.
He just gave an example of what he said earlier. How woman would what was that you say? How woman would listen but not apply it. So I'm
Listen to
telling you,
respond. He said they would listen to
respond, right?
respond.
I'm
Right.
telling
Right.
you, me and you are communicating. I'm saying, hey, Jamie, listen, I'm a woman, and you said it yourself. My ex didn't like that. She said, why are you compelling me? So comparing me. So I'm conveying to you that that's a trigger for women. But instead of you taking that information and processing it and saying, okay, I'm getting this perspective from a woman point of view. Let me see how I can deal with the situation better and see if that work. Apply it a different method. And instead of saying my ex did this, just take what I'm hearing from this woman and try to apply it. That's the thing with men. You guys expect a whole lot of us, but when we convey our feelings, sometimes you're so dominant, you ignore them. And I'm just conveying to you, most women, that's triggering. We are feminine creatures. You have to understand who you are dealing with. We are feminine creatures naturally. So when a woman is conveying to you, hey, Jamie, if you mention your ex to us, that's triggering. That's
Uh-huh.
negative for us. Shouldn't you
Uh-huh.
process and say, well, let me just hear what she's saying and try to use a different method and see if that works?
Well, if you pay attention, I did say that when she relayed that over to me, I tried to get a different talking point to try to get it across to her. So let me tell you what ended up happening. I did
Oh,
do it a different way. Guess what? She still did what I asked her not to
I
do.
figured you was gonna go there. Yep. So
And
what's your
that's when you
response
should have been
And the
back,
like, oh
reason
Cairo?
no.
why, and hold on, and I believe the reason why she still did the reason what I asked her not to do is because she didn't know the details of what happened. If I would have just told her that from the jump, she would have understood. But you so in your feelings, you don't want to hear it.
Because you
Because
mentioned your ex.
you said what?
Wait, who's on this platform read that book, Seven Highly Effective? What is it? Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Anybody read that book?
No,
I
I haven't.
haven't.
Okay, you guys should read it. Anyway, it's a good book. It teaches you how, like, this one businessman, he owned a corporation and he was trying to convey, safety to his employees. But because he was doing it in not so a respectful way, they wouldn't listen to him. So he had to go back and he meditated and come up with a new way to convey the message and convince them that, hey, this is going to protect you, not in a dominant, overbearing way. And when he tried that different approach, it works. So I'm saying, just like attorneys, attorney will come at you aggressively and they'll ask one question. But, when somebody object because that question is a little bit, too profound, they're going to ask the same question just in a different way and get that response that they wanted. So that's all that I'm saying, that from both people, sometimes, like, how do I want to convey this? Like, it's easier for a person to criticize you than it is for a person to give you praise. It's easier for a person to leave a relationship than to fight for that relationship and work through them problems. So all I'm saying to, people that's out there listening, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Sometimes you can get across to a person by using a different method. And I'm telling men that's listening, worldwide, mentioning your ex, women, we are feminine fucking creatures. Mentioning your ex is very triggering to us. We're gonna go straight to the negative because we like, why are you mentioning this bitch? No matter what the only thing is mentioning of her. That's getting to us. We're feminine. Men need to understand what feminine is. And that's all I have to say.
No, you
Okay.
made that was a strong point you made the first time, and I took that point. You got it, Jamie. It's
I'm just gonna ask a question.
all I was gonna say is
Go ahead and finish with yours.
yeah, yeah. So here it is. This is the part I want to ask Cairo, because and that was a great back and forth. Solo, we coming to you, Solo. Is it fair to Jamie? So let's stick to what you said, Cairo. We're gonna do the role play. You and Jamie in a relationship. The first time Jamie do it, Jamie goes all the way and tell you, Cairo, hey, you remind me of one of my exes when you do that. And then Cairo, you tell Jamie, I don't like when you mention when you mention your exes. Don't do that, Jamie. This you telling Jamie that, Cairo. You say, Jamie, you're gonna have to find another term to use. Don't mention your ex. To Cairo, Jamie say, all right, I'll say pet peeve. Remember, that's the word I used earlier. But you're still doing this. The point Jamie made that I caught, but you didn't necessarily respond to it, Cairo. You're still triggering the thing that's triggering his pet peeve. And although he's acknowledged what you don't like, you're steady doing, as Darla said in her comment, you're steady provoking the memory of the bad ex, although he's trying to use another word. How is that fair when you haven't edified your behavior or lingo, but he has?
No, I never said
Huh?
that. So that's not what I simply said. If I'm explaining to you,
Your audio don't went bad.
Yeah, come
we
back
can-
in, Cairo. You got the static on that. That gives Solo a chance to speak. Solo, you've heard everything. What's on your mind?
I agree with Kyra.
Wow.
What to do? You ain't had to. I could have. Remember, I told you I'm hard timing. I could have answered that for you.